Wow, packing it out. Good morning, APU, and welcome to this year's SGA Elections Chapel. I pray you're all, thank you team, thank you. I pray you're all having a good Monday morning as we lean into the end of February and the beginning of this very busy week. My name is Clifford Young III, and I'm your current Student Government Association President. We have quite the agenda this morning as we have the privilege of hearing from the elections candidates from the 2023 to 2024 potential SGA team. However, before we move forward into the heart of this chapel, let us invite God into this atmosphere. If you would please bow your heads in prayer with me. Dear Lord, thank you for the chance we have to gather together and appreciate the many student-run organizations, clubs, and offices that are present on campus at APU. Thank you for being our stronghold in times of challenge and our guide when the path is unclear. It is because we are still learning how to be effective leaders that we see so much growth in each other and at the university we serve. I pray that you be with each of the candidates as they present their mission and vision for the future of SGA to the student body. We love you and praise you in Jesus' name, amen. Now, before we hear from our amazing candidates, let me give you a brief overview of what SGA is. SGA is the official governing body of the total undergraduate population at Azusa Pacific University. It exists to represent the interests of students to the administration on various campus projects and issues. SGA is currently comprised of 4 teams that provide service to the infrastructure of the student body. These are the Executive Council, the Senate, the Communications Team, and the House of Representatives. As an association, we aim to continually improve the APU student experience by providing a listening ear to the needs of every student, meeting with offices on campus to present these needs, and taking actionable steps in order to create positive change on campus. Since its inception in the fall of 1945, SGA moves into its 78th year of providing an exceptional relationship with all student, faculty, and staff leaders at this university. In working with the association, we have had many successes this year in advocating for students' concerns and ideas. Our team's crafted vision statement for this year consists of 4 points: to foster meaningful relationships, navigate student needs, embody student leadership, and cultivate cohesion in an open and inviting environment. Because of our SGA team this year believes wholeheartedly in carrying out this vision, we have seen an uprising in student belonging on campus with our involvement in the inauguration of APU's 18th University President, Dr. Adam J. Morris, the opening of the brand new Maryland Duke Student Commons, the re-implementation of Midnight Madness, addressing dining services concerns at the Dining Services Town Hall, and celebrating other student clubs and organizations such as the Black Student Association with their 50th anniversary kickoff and expressions event, the Veterans Club with their Valentine's celebration, the Commuter Life Office with recreational foosball tables, and even bringing students together to roundhouse kick Biola in basketball at the Rivalry Road Trip tailgate. Come on now. Did that. There are so many other ways that we have been publicly and privately serving you to build community, but one of the most important things about student government is the community that is being built within the association itself. Because of the shared love all of the SGA's officers have for you, our friends, colleagues, and peers, we have grown to be a tight-knit family that loves, encourages, and supports each other no matter what title or position is held within this association. We fight alongside each other during the season, one of the most organizationally and financially challenging moments in APU's history. We do it because we have been called to be warriors for you, to stand firm in our university mission to make difference makers, and to go about it in a way that puts the pulse of this university, all of you, the students, at the forefront of our vision. I cannot wait until you can hear from elections candidates as they speak on their plans to continue to love you, provide for you, and centralize you as the focus of their servant hearts. But before that, I would like to invite to the stage our amazing Speaker of the House, Caitlin Tu, who has some information she would like to share on an upcoming event that SGA is hosting as part of the March Homecoming Celebration. Please welcome Speaker Tu.
Hello everyone, my name is Caitlin Tu, and I have been serving as the Speaker of the House for SGA this past year. I work with the House of Representatives, which is made up of first-year and first-year transfer students, and together as a team, we have had the pleasure of putting together an event that is hosted by SGA. It's one of the biggest events, and this event is called The Table. So who here loves free food? Right? So The Table is the kickoff event for the homecoming celebration weekend on Thursday, March 23rd from 5:30 to 7:30 on Cougar Walk. And this event is for all students, faculty, alumni, staff, as well as even local pastors. And it's to come together and have a meaningful conversation and have food. So if you have a meal plan, the meal will be one meal swipe, but if you don't, SGA and other offices on campus have partnered together to supply some money for people. And it's on a first come, first served basis, so please sign up. SGA officers at the end of this chapel will be handing out flyers for the table, as well as little stickers for Your Vote Matters. And please be sure to scan the QR code to RSVP. Also, all of the homecoming events for that weekend are at apu.edu/homecoming. So hope to see you there.
Thank you, Speaker 2. Yes, I'm back, but I promise this is the last time you're going to see and hear from me for a time being. I'm proud to introduce to you our two SGA presidential candidates, Brady Campan and Natasha Zimmerman. The SGA president is elected by the members of the student body and serves as the representative of the students to administration. He or she is in charge of providing SGA with officer training, direction, vision, accountability, as well as overseeing and advising the executive council members, which include the vice president, controller, director of internal affairs, director of communications, and speaker of the House. Overall, the president is the spokesperson, advocate, visionary, and external affairs liaison for the Student Government Association. Unfortunately, our first candidate for president, Brady Campan, is studying abroad in Ecuador and will not be joining us in person. But IMT has been gracious enough to allow us to show a video of his speech so we can still present to the student body. So please turn your eyes to the screens once I depart from the stage. And with that, please give a warm welcome to our SGA presidential candidates.
Good morning, Azusa Pacific. My name is Brady Campan, and I am running for the position of Student Government Association President for the 2023-2024 academic year. First, let's get it out of the way. I'm not at APU. I'm studying abroad this semester in Quito, Ecuador, and I'm actually recording this speech here in the living room of the home of my Ecuadorian host family. I know it is a little weird to watch a recorded speech, so I will do my best to keep it short and engaging. I appreciate your attention, and thank you for being here today. As a leader, I believe that there is no leadership without relationship. Furthermore, I believe that you cannot have relationship with somebody unless you know a little something about them. So, here's a little bit about me. I'm here at APU studying business management and honors humanities, and I have a minor in Spanish, hence Ecuador. I play trombone in the wind ensemble, I work for the athletics department, and I love playing ping pong. I'm passionate about facilitating effective teams, and I love reading about the characteristics and personality traits that make people unique. And these interests are what led me to run for SGA president. As I understand it, the role of SGA president is the person who sets the culture for not only SGA, but the APU student body as a whole. And right now, APU is at a cultural crossroads. With the new presidential administration, President Morris is facing a lot of decisions on how APU will look in the coming years, the most important of which is where we stand missionally as an institution. SGA's role is to represent the APU student body to the administration. And as the SGA president, my main focus would be to ensure that the students and the administration communicate with each other as these major changes are occurring. We need missional alignment now more than ever at APU, and that would be my focus as your SGA president. Now, it would be wrong of me to state these goals without telling you why I think I am qualified for this position. Why should you even vote for me to lead the student body for this next year? First of all, I do have leadership experience. For the last 2 years, I have served on the Honors College leadership team and as an honors mentor and mentor coordinator. But more importantly than my leadership experience, I know a lot about APU. The last 2 years, I have worked on campus as a student phone operator. And when you Google APU and press the call button on Google, that call goes to me in my office. At my job, my responsibility is to answer any and every random question that anybody has when they call APU. And if I do not know the answer, I have to know who does know the answer. That means that I know every department at APU, what they do, and who does it. The SGA president has to be someone who understands how the university works so that he or she can work within that context. And I already have that understanding from my job and can utilize it in this role. Another one of the SGA president's main roles is to regularly meet with President Morris and members of his cabinet and administration. And because of my job, I have already started building these connections. Before I came to Ecuador, I met with President Morris to talk about leadership development and to get some reading suggestions. Dr. Duke calls me all the time at work, and once he brought me some of his old baseball cards. And a couple weeks ago, Dr. Barton swiped up on my Instagram story. I am already building these connections with the administration, which means that I do not have to start from zero with relationships that are crucial to communication between the administration and you, the student body. Another reason my job has equipped me for this role is that I get to hear our community's frustrations about some things at APU. I know that the Student Service Center is impossible to reach, that meal options are still less than ideal, and that no one still knows what to do if they test positive for COVID. I understand that changes need to be made so that we can better serve our community as an institution. Now, I do not want to make it sound like I'm running for this position because I have big plans to make great changes at APU. In fact, I believe the role of SGA is not one that makes major changes. I believe the examples that I just gave of some common frustrations are problems that SGA can and should fix. Yes, we should improve communication between departments on campus. Yes, we should provide transparency about why food service is the way that it is. And yes, we should clarify health procedures and communicate them to the student body. But I believe that the responsibility to make significant changes falls with the new administration. And as the SGA president, my job would be to work alongside them to ensure that the student voice is heard while these decisions are being made. To conclude, I want to say that I am proud of APU's tradition. We have an incredible tradition of faithful Christian leadership, and I believe our calling as leaders is to continue building on the foundation that was built by our predecessors so that APU can continue serving the next generation of disciples and scholars. And I believe that because of my knowledge of APU and the connections I have already built here, I am the right person to continue serving in this tradition of leadership. Vote Brady for SGA president. God first, go Cougs. Thank you.
Hi everyone, how's it going this morning? Okay, I'm clearly more caffeinated than a lot of you, but that's okay. Hi, my name's Natasha Zimmerman. I'm a junior public relations major in the Honors College, and I am so thrilled to be up here today running for the office of Student Body President. There's a lot that's led me here, both in my academic and spiritual journeys. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate that I had a lot of growing pains finding my place at APU. But I want to focus this morning on the campus services that supported me through those pains. Whether it was global engagement, which gave me the opportunity to study abroad last semester, or the Office of Service and Discipleship, which connected me with local volunteer projects, or the Counseling Center, providing me with free services when the stress started weighing me down, and let's not even forget to mention the Office of Campus Life driving a literal golf cart through campus. We have so many offices on campus that are dedicated exclusively to supporting and empowering students to thrive at APU. That's why I have created a comprehensive 42-week plan for strengthening these offices through SGA resources. I've served in student government for 3 semesters of my undergraduate career, and I worked as a legislative aide in the U.S. House of Representatives for 18 weeks. And I plan on utilizing these connections and the knowledge I gained from these experiences to investigate and revitalize student services on APU's campus. That means listening to students and bringing those ideas back to the offices that exist to support them, and working tirelessly not to create new academic offices, but to strengthen the ones that already exist and make them more accessible to students. I am proposing today the addition of task forces to the SGA structure as a way of keeping offices efficient and holding SGA accountable. These task forces will focus primarily on accessibility and sustainability, and their jobs will be to identify problems within these realms and implement educated solutions. That means talking to facilities about sustainability needs on campus. That means working with campus safety to find better systems for differently abled students. And that means conducting SWOT analyses for our current practices. And that means finding solutions that will outlive a single person's administration. I know how easy it is to stand up on a stage and make promises, but I don't make promises lightly. Nothing I am proposing is outside of the realm of possibility, so long as they are prioritized by your student leaders. You deserve nothing less than an administration that is organized, dependable, and founded in student service. And that is what I intend to create as your student body president. I'll start to wrap up now, but if you have any questions about my platform or my 42-week plan, I would love to connect with you after chapel. For now, I'll leave you with one last repetition of my vision for SGA. Please remember this, if nothing else. My SGA is passionate. My SGA is accessible. My SGA is sustainable. and my SGA is efficient. But most importantly, my SGA isn't my SGA at all, because my SGA belongs to you. Thank you, Cougs, and have a great rest of your day.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jade Lobo, and I am currently serving as this year's Vice President of the Student Government Association. As Vice President, I was elected by you, the student body, to preside over the Senate, serve on the Executive Council and Finance Committees, chair the weekly business meeting, and directly support the President. It has been my responsibility to cultivate a productive and supportive team culture within the SGA alongside President Young. We do all of this with the student body in mind. The position of Vice President is still open for applicants. If you're interested in this position, please feel free to find me on campus, come to the SGA office, or email me at sgavicepresident@apu.edu. As President Young mentioned in his introduction, it is our vision in SGA to foster meaningful relationships, navigate student needs, embody servant leadership, and cultivate cohesion in an open and inviting environment. In this position, I have the unique opportunity to cultivate change alongside a wonderful team of students like you, and on behalf of you, to continue making APU a place that advances our mission to be a Christian community of disciples and scholars under our 4 cornerstones of Christ, scholarship, community, and service. Thank you.
I think no one else got the pink memo. All right, anyways, good morning. My name is Amanda Dominguez, and I'm your current SGA controller. The controller, besides having the coolest job title, sorry, Cliff, president's just not cutting it anymore. The controller is the chief financial officer for the Student Government Association. The controller is responsible for creating the SGA budget that guides all financial decisions for the year, tracking every officer's hours, and being a financial advisor for all monetary decisions. This role requires critical thinking, discernment, and probably a love of spreadsheets. The controller also leads the survey committee, which is tasked with creating survey questions and collaborating with APU offices to get student feedback and inform the next team of their action areas. And it's not an SGA event if I'm not plugging it, so the survey will be happening right after spring break. And I would just like to note that if you hate paying for groceries, SGA will be selecting 3 students for a $100 gift card to a grocery store of your choice if you take this 15-minute survey. So if you shop at Trader Joe's, shop at Target, take the survey, and $100 will be paid for. Yeah, that's right, yeah. The controller also sits on the Executive Council, which is the core leadership team of the organization, alongside the President, Vice President, Director of Communications, Director of Internal Affairs, and Speaker of the House. Additionally, for all my school of business majors, this position is also a great opportunity to get hands-on experience working within a team, building your resume, and it counts towards your internship credit for Management 350. If you take anything away from this speech, is that the controller is both a treasurer and accountant, and that obviously cool people fit this role really, really well. If the words budget, finances, and spreadsheets are at least slightly appealing to you, then this role might just be perfect for you. Thank you for bearing with me. I know that those last few words like budget and finance may have sounded like nails on a chalkboard, but let me reassure you I'm done talking about my job. Like Vice President Lobo said, this is a position that has not been filled yet. Please scan the QR code to apply for this position through Handshake, where you can also check out other unfilled positions. Thank you so much.
Hello, me again. For those of you who are not aware, the Student Government Association is made up of 4 different teams. You have already heard from candidates and current members who are a part of our executive team. However, there is also the House of Representatives, the communications team, and our Senate team. The Senate team is made up of 6 senators and is run by the Vice President. The senators consist of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, or DEI Senator, University Senator, Student Wellness Senator, Spiritual Life Senator, Local Student Engagement, or LSE Senator, and our Academic Senator. The Senate team works directly with students to gain their feedback and shares those student opinions with their respective offices to cultivate change on APU's campus. In the next couple of minutes, you will hear from 2 candidates running for the positions of academic senator and DEI senator. Following the candidates, you will also hear from some of our current senators telling you about our open positions that you can still apply for. Thank you.
I know you've heard this a lot this morning, but hello everyone. My name is Elianna Garibaldi, and I'm running for academic senator for the 2023-2024 school year. While writing this speech, there were so many things I wanted to talk to you about. Why I wanted to run, what I wanted to accomplish, why I want to represent you. Unfortunately, I only get 2 minutes, and many of you have already stopped listening, so I'll keep this brief. Since Jesus spoke using stories and parables, I decided it was best to do something similar. How many times have you felt mistreated by a teacher, but didn't know what to do about it without risking a grade? Have any of you ever had an accommodation be ignored by a professor, resulting in a lower grade than you deserved? How many of you have been late to enroll in classes due to a financial hold on your account, and had to choose your schedule based on whatever was left and not what was best for you? As your academic senator, my job is to advocate for you and bring your concerns forward. My goal is to be your voice in the administration and represent these issues and the topics that matter to you. I'm here not only to be your voice, but your ears as well. Communication flows both ways, and if there is a problem that can't be resolved, you deserve to know why. Why was this policy put into effect? Here's one. What's being done to ensure our school remains an accredited university? I would be the middleman between what's discussed in administrative meetings and the issues that you want to understand. I want to be your ears and let you know what's going on in our school, and I want to be your voice to represent the issues that matter to you and represent them. If you resonated with anything I've said up here today, I hope you vote for me, Elianna Garibaldi, for your academic senator for the 2023-2024 school year. Thank you.
Hello, all you lovely people. I just learned I'm on the clock, so bear with me. My name is Andrew Airth. I'm currently running for the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Senator. I am a business management major and a music minor. I work right over there at the market, and yeah, we're open till 8. Yeah. So when I was asked to run by one of my friends, Jade Lobo, for any of the positions, I looked at the senator positions, and the one that spoke to me the most, diversity, equity, inclusion, wasn't even a question. I knew that I would want to work with other clubs that accentuated the culture and diversity and promoted inclusive ideas and behaviors. And it wasn't a question because, especially in this month, Black History Month, we're celebrating the history of Black Americans and Black Africans and Blacks around the world. So I wanted to be able to be a part of the events that are happening. And if you guys haven't gone to any of those events, you're missed out. Now, I originally came here at APU because of diversity. I toured the campus and it was this is amazing. I have friends from Taiwan, Japan, Nicaragua, Spain. I have a friend from Barbados. How many people you know from Barbados? Probably one, and it's Aaron. Shout out to my boy. Now, I have a firm belief that one of the easiest ways to experience God and grow closer to Him is through those around you, in community. And so, in this position, I'll be able to create events where community will grow. And when I initially started telling people that I wanted to go for this, some backlash, some people looking at me like, you're going for that? Really? And of course, it hurt a little, just a bit. And so I was thinking about it myself, and I was like, why? And it's because I've promoted myself as this guy who likes Disney, or this guy who's a music major, wants to do coffee shop things. But I would rather be known as a guy who wants to love on others and create a community where they will turn around from that love I've given them and love on another. And that's the events I want to create, where we will love on each other. Please vote for me. Thank you.
gosh, guys. What a warm round of applause. Also, I am tall. Hold on just a sec. There we go. Hi, my name is Emily Wahl, for those of you who don't know me, and I am SGA's current university senator. I will be the first senator that it currently holds a position to tell you just a little bit about what we're about. But first, a little bit about me so you know some background. I'm a sophomore majoring in political science, honors humanities, and minoring in philosophy. That's a mouthful, but first, how many people here are in honors? No, keep going, come on. Yeah, sorry. I'm determined in every speech to mention Marsha Berry, so if I mess up, please don't tell her. But if I do well, please make sure she knows my name. When I was here a year ago, I was running this campaign for university senator. We were actually in UTCC, and to be completely transparent with you, I had no idea what I was signing up for. So it's my privilege and honor to share with you some of the responsibilities that the university senator has. The university senator has the ability to work with the Undergraduate Enrollment Services Center, now known as the Student Services Center. Guys, it's confusing, words are hard. Campus safety, facilities management, and dining services. Over the course of this year, I've had the opportunity to partner with dining services in an attempt to give students the best dining experience possible. All of the complaints and concerns you give to SGA about dining services go to me. So please, if you have more concerns, keep them coming. And please, don't kill me. Thank you. Furthermore, it has been my privilege to work with the Student Affairs Office to bring awareness to resources such as the food pantry that is actually accessible to all students on campus. Come find me after chapel if you want to know more. It has been my privilege to serve the student body in a multitude of ways. The beauty of the university senator position is that there's such a wide variety of projects, and the position is designed to work with offices that don't necessarily fit into the category of another senator that you'll hear today. For me, this meant that I could really make the position my own, which was such a beautiful thing. I was able to take interest in so many projects on campus, and I ultimately found my passion in advocating for the accessibility and resources to the APU student body. My position as university senator has taught me so much about professionalism, leadership, collaboration, and prioritizing projects. These skills that I have learned will benefit me in any future career that I have. Political science. Political science majors in here? Yep, that's what I thought. Even if you're not political science, it will benefit you, I promise. These skills that I have learned has opened so many doors for me, and so has SGA, and has given me so many connections at this school. But truthfully, you see a lot of students up here that are excited to meet people, that love public speaking, that just get up in the morning and just desperately want to meet someone new. Although that's me, that doesn't have to be you. The beauty of the SGA position is that you really don't have to be a certain person. If you have a heart for service and a care for making change on campus, this position is for you. SGA belongs to you. Yeah, I see my team over there. I hope that you consider applying for this position. Please scan the QR code or reach out to me at sgauniversity1@apu.edu if you have any questions or if you just want to talk to someone, because I crave student connection all the time. Thank you.
Hi friends, my name is Kylie Mosier and I currently have the honor of serving as your spiritual life senator for SGA. I'll be sharing about some of the work that I do as well as why you should consider applying for this available role. I currently have the opportunity to work alongside the Office of Chapel and Pastoral Care, the Office of Service and Discipleship, and other areas of spiritual life such as faith integration. My goal is ultimately to advocate for students and represent the student voice to these offices. I also partner with these offices in the amazing work that they are already doing to build community and spiritual formation for students. An example of a project I worked on last semester was to put on the ice cream social with the Office of Chaparral and Pastoral Care. So thank you to everyone that came to that. There was also a focus group that I hosted last semester on the chapel experience, and so just want to continue to emphasize to you the importance of making your voice heard and emphasize how much SGA wants to hear from you. Through this role, I've learned so much about how to effectively work within a diverse team, how to communicate with individuals from diverse backgrounds, and be involved in something greater and bigger than what I could do alone. If you are passionate about spiritual development, caring for people holistically, and working with amazing faculty, staff, and pastors, I would totally encourage you to apply for this role and continue to reach out to me if you have any questions. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. So unfortunately, our current transfer and commuter senator couldn't be here today. So on behalf of the wonderful Katie Pretty, she writes, the local student engagement senator will represent local commuter students and transfer students. This senator will work closely with the Office of Transitions, the Office of Commuter Life, and will attend Azusa City Council meetings to guarantee the senator is well informed on events relevant to local students. The local student engagement senator is also required to be either a transfer student or a commuter student to guarantee that a non-traditional student always has a voice and input in SGA. How many commuter transfer students are out there? Yay, woo! Awesome. So this is a wonderful chance to meet personally with both students and staff members to support a positive on-campus experience. In this role, you would be able to wear different hats to support the various needs of the student body. You get to meet students where they are at and represent them and their needs as you connect with the necessary staff and offices. If you are a transfer or commuter student and have a heart to support students, then we definitely recommend looking into applying for the local student engagement senator. Thank you.
Hello, APU. My name is Akshata Mahanta, and I'm one of the university senators for SGA this year. Many of my responsibilities have been transferred into a new position created for next year, the Student Wellness Senator. The Student Wellness Senator serves as a voice for all students of Azusa Pacific Community concerning student wellness on campus, including topics like physical and mental health awareness, sexual and gender-based harassment and awareness, accessibility, disability awareness, and facilitation, and more. The goal of the Student Wellness Center is to work on projects that aid in collaboration of their assigned offices for the well-being of students. This individual seeks to improve relations between various offices that represent on campus and the entire student body at Azusa Pacific University. The duties of the Student Wellness Center include working with University Counseling, Title IX, ADR Office, and the Student Health Center. One of the significant responsibilities of the Student Wellness Senator is to help plan and market blood drives put together by APU and their partners with the American Red Cross. Since that's one of my current position responsibilities, allow me to share with you that the blood drive for this semester will be held on the 15th of March. The sign-ups will be out soon on our SGA website and the Instagram, and we are also having a hang time right after chapel today. If this is something you see yourself being a part of, please make sure to apply for this position. It is an excellent opportunity to serve your community and make positive changes for the APU student body, and I'm grateful to carry out some of its duties through my current position right now. Thank you.
All right, the pink suit is back. All right, so the time to make your voice heard is now. The voting process for this year's SGA election will be live from today, February 27th, until Wednesday, March 1st. The voting ballot will be done through a Google form, which will be sent to your student email sometime later today. Please make sure to vote. We want to make sure that your voices are reflected by the candidates that you choose to elect for next year's SGA team. However, the QR code will be shown momentarily, and please scan if you choose to vote now. You will only be able to vote once, and if you have any friends who aren't here, please feel free to share the link with them and encourage them to vote. To remind you to vote, SGA has created stickers for you. I'm not sure if you already received them, but you will also have a chance to get them on your way out. A few of our members will be standing by the doors handing them out to you as you exit chapel today, so make sure to grab one and to vote. Okay, I'm gonna stand here until I see all of your phones out, get them out, and start voting, okay? I can be here all day, I can waste time. I can do a little skit. I'm just kidding. I'm not allowed to do that, but phones, phones, phones. You guys can be taking pictures of me. You guys can be lying, but please scan the QR code to vote now. And share it with your friends. Don't share it with your family because we will not be counting their votes. Yeah, I'm looking at all of you guys. I can waste time. Thank you. I can count too. I see the little seconds up on that red timer that the chapel speaker is always looking at when they're at close to time. 33, 34, 35. Okay, I'm done now. But please make sure to vote. We love you guys, and please make your voice heard. I'm going to invite Akshata back on stage to close us in prayer. Thank you.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, thank you for this time. Thank you for allowing us to put together the student body over here. Lord, I pray that you be with the candidates who are running for the position in the office. Lord, we pray that you guard their hearts and provide them with peace. I pray that you provide the student body with positive thoughts for the candidates. I pray that you would encourage our candidates, Lord, and encourage our students to apply for the remaining positions so that they may have the opportunity to serve you through their serving the APU community on SGA next year. I pray that you let each and every one vote, and I pray that you serve passion in our hearts. In your name we pray, amen. You're dismissed.